The general public has some idea that the treasurer works with money. And they all get that part. That's about it.
The state treasurer, I believe, is...
They
handles the money.
take care of the money?
Helps decide how money is spent, taxes are spent.
This is an agency where you do two things fundamentally. We either save money for the state or we make money for the state.
The state treasurer, they think about all the money.
Managing all the funds that flow through the state.
And then they're trying to dole out the money.
The state treasurer's office has four primary functions. The first of those functions is that we manage all of the cash. And that is to say, we write a lot of checks to people. We write paychecks. We handle all of the purchases. Those are a lot of transactions to keep track of. We make about $400 billion worth of transactions every year out of this office. And that's the first primary function. The second primary function for the office is that we invest the cash balances that are in the checkbook. Right now we have a cash balance of between $5 and $6 billion in the state treasury. That balance we invest on a daily basis. I have 6 people that show up here at about 6 o'clock in the morning when the markets in the East Coast open up. But we invest only in secure, guaranteed federal securities. The third primary function that we have is that we issue all the debt that is used to finance the schools, the bridges, the roads, and the public infrastructure in the state. The state brings in 4 primary revenue sources: the retail sales tax, the business and occupation tax, which is a tax on business gross receipts. Our third major source is the state property tax. Next largest piece would be the real estate excise tax, which is tax on real estate transactions. Now, the fourth primary activity for the state treasurer is to sit on a number of boards and commissions.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting back to order. State Investment Board.
Good morning, board members. I'm a 25-year state employee on a small pension that you all manage.
That role really requires that the state treasurer do quite a bit of work to look out for the safety, soundness, and the integrity of our pension system. I think there's a real value in this position being an elected one, in part because it gives me an independent voice to speak out when I see something that might affect our state's credit rating. We're just one click short of perfect bond rating, and that bond rating is very important to us. If that bond rating drops, it'll cost us more money to finance those schools, roads, bridges, etc. And so one of my biggest responsibilities is to make sure that the decisions made by the governor and the legislature are decisions that are financially sound.
Today I am presenting a balanced budget for the coming biennium. It's not a budget that I have ever imagined that I would stand before you and present. Though it is shaped by our values, it is grounded by the economic realities of the time. 60% of
the legislature was hard at work trying to balance a budget. The governor had proposed moving a payment for about $300 million to the schools from one fiscal year to the next, from June 30th to July 1st of the same calendar year, but into a new fiscal year. The way the markets viewed that is that that's not the kind of thing that you should do. It's really kind of a gimmick. When I saw a budget come out of the legislature as well with that measure in it, I complained. And I said so publicly. And I did get a phone call from the governor saying, "Did you just call my budget a gimmick?" And I said, "Yes, I did, Governor. I'm sorry, maybe I could have used a better term for it. But the reality is it's something that can threaten our bond rating." I think that that's an important thing for a treasurer to be able to do, to be able to say, back up and take another look at this and see if you can't find a more fiscally responsible way of doing something.